Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Dhira Swami Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Sitamini Sri Gaura Karuna Sakti Bhakti Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pisaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaura Bani Prachari Nirvisesa Samya Vadi Pastimes Satari Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyanandana Salakaya Chakshuru Sapitam De Nabutale Swayamrupa Kadam Vedati Swaha Padam Pikam Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Yuttapada Kamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagragatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Panchakalpataru Vyascha Kripasandi Vyaye Vatan Patitan Pavanavyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Tantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Sri Rāmacandra Bhagwan Ki Jai. Okay, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 8. And go Chapter 9, Chapter 10, Canto 9, Chapter 10, text 6 and 7. 6 and 7. The Pastimes of Lord Rāmacandra. Yo loka vira samito dalai samugram Sita swayamvara grihe trisato panitam adaya bala gajaleda iyakshu yastim sajikritam rupavikrishya pandamadye Yitva Guru Pagunase Lavayo Nandarupam Sita Bidham Sriyam Murasi Avilapta Manam Marage Vrajan Gupatirivyanayat Prahu Arudam Darapam Mahim Jati Jaha, Lord Rāmacandra, who Loka Vira Samito, in a society or in the midst of many heroes of this world, than who the bow, I some of Lord Shiva, Ugram very fierce, Sita Swayambara Grihe, in a hall where Mother Sita stood to select her husband. Tisata Upani Tam, a bow carried by 300 men. Adaya, taking that bow. Bala Gajalila, acting like a baby elephant in a forest of sugarcane. Eva, like that. 𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐝𝐿, a stick of sugarcane. 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐬, fasten the string of the bow. Nilpa, O king, Ikrisha, by bending, Babanja, broke it, Madhye, in the middle. Kitwa, gaining by victory. Anurupa, just befitting his position and beauty. Guna, qualities. Sila, behavior. Vayaha, age. Anga, body. Rupam, beauty. Sita, Abhidham. The girl named Sita. Shriyam, the goddess of fortune. Urasi, on the chest. Abhilabdhamanam, had gotten her previously. Marge, on the way. Rajan, while walking. Brigupate, or Brigupati. Gyanayat, destroyed. Prarudham, rooted very deep. Dharapam, pride. Mahim, the earth. Akrita, finished. Jaha, one who, three times, 7. Araja, without the royal dynasty. Bijam, seed. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Dhira Damodara. O King, the pastimes of Lord Rāmacandra were wonderful, like those of the baby elephants. In assembly where Mother Sita was to choose her husband, in the midst of the heroes of this world, he broke the bow belonging to Lord Shiva. This bow was so heavy that it was carried by 300 men. But Lord Rāmacandra bent and strung it and broke it in the middle, just as a baby elephant breaks a stick of sugarcane. Thus the Lord achieved the hand of Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, beauty, behavior, age, and nature. Indeed, she was the goddess of fortune who constantly rests on the chest of the Lord. While returning from Sita's home after gaining her at the assembly of competitors, Rāmacandra met Parashurama. Although Parashurama was very proud of having rid the earth of the royal order 21 times, he was defeated by the Lord, who appeared to be a Kshatriya of the royal order. Here, Papa did not give purport. It is describing the wonderful pastimes of Lord Rāmacandra. who was invited by the demigods to come and help them in dealing with a very formidable demon that cannot be killed by anyone except the Lord. For one to call himself or herself a doctor, there must be qualifications. A lawyer, there must be qualifications. A cook, there must be qualifications. A tailor, qualifications. A gardener, qualifications. Whatever we do in this world, or what distinguishes one particular object to another is the qualities that particular person possesses. So that Lord Rāmacandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, should have qualities which cannot be imitated by anyone, even as powerful as Lord Shiva, Brahma, and other demigods who have lesser qualities. So Lord Rāmacandra and Sita Devi, they are eternal husband and wife. Nobody can be a husband of Sita Devi. And Lord Rāmacandra cannot marry somebody except Sita Devi. You cannot be married to somebody else, actually, married to somebody. No. She can only have Rāmacandra as her husband because they're eternal consorts. They're eternal. She's eternal consort. It is mentioned here that does the Lord achieve the hand of Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, beauty, behavior, age, and nature. Mahalakshmi and Vaikuntha. Mahalakshmi and Vaikuntha. She has innumerable expansions like Vishnu. She knows the mind of her Lord. Therefore, because she's meant for serving the Lord only, and the devotees of her Lord, she changes her form exactly according to the form her husband takes. For any particular person the Lord wants to take, and the form the Lord will manifest, Lakshmi Devi, Mahalakshmi will manifest exactly the sentiment that defeats that form. So Sita Devi is the same in the body, in the form. That form is spiritual like the Lord. Her form cannot be different. Her beauty is also of the Lord. The same with her behavior, her age, and nature. This is compatibility. Compatibility is very important. Compatibility ends in the taste and the nature of the person. The taste, the character of a boy and a girl must be the same. Then they are compatible. So it is mentioned here that Sita Devi has all the qualities of the Lord, the same. I give an example. Why Janak Maharaj stipulated this kind of a system to get a daughter, a husband. Her husband should be he be equal to her. We already mentioned character and taste. This compatibility. And this is a bow of Lord Shiva. It is mentioned here. This is the bow of Lord Shiva. And Lord Vishnu has his own. Lord Shiva has his own bow. So this bow of Lord Shiva is so heavy that 300 men, not men like us, not men like us. 300 men in Treta Yuga, not Kali Yuga. 300 men who has the strength befitting Treta Yuga will be able to lift this bow. It's very heavy because it's for Lord Shiva. It's not for ordinary mortal. So when the Sita Devi was playing table tennis and the table tennis ran under this bow, the bow was wrapped perfectly and kept because it's not something that it can be played with. So Sita Devi says table tennis fell down and ran under the bow. Mother Sita, who was equally as endowed with transcendental qualities of form, duty, behavior, age, and nature. She had the same nature with the Lord. So Sita Devi went there to take her bow. She used her left hand to lift this bow that 300 men would struggle to lift. 300 men would struggle to lift. A small girl, just a small girl, use her left hand to lift it up. Just in the same way, an elephant take a sugar cane and break it. Elephant will take a sugar cane. What is the way to a sugar cane for an elephant? The idea of using the simile of sugar cane and elephant. We should try to understand sugar cane and elephant. Elephant does not exert energy to lift the sugar cane and break it. It doesn't need the strength to do that. Just strong to break it. No, you just take it, break it like a sport. It's a sport. So similarly, Sita Devi lifted this bow as a sport. Not because she struggled with it. And she didn't make noise about it. She just lifted it with the left hand, not with right hand. Left hand, not even with two hands. Left hand, she just lifted it up and took her tennis ball under the bow. And Janak Maharaj thought, yeah, what a daughter I have in my house. This is not ordinary girl. Therefore, her husband must be able to lift this bow. Then he is qualified to marry my daughter. A person who is going to marry my daughter must be able to have her nature. Otherwise, it is incompatible. Superiority complex will come in, or inferiority complex will come in. To avoid superiority complex and inferiority complex, which is tormenting so many people in this world, experienced people will always like to give protection. So Janak Maharaj wants to give protection to a daughter, his daughter, in his son-in-law. Therefore, he looked for compatibility. Lord Rāmacandra is taking the bow, this bow, which is lifted by 300 men. It doesn't need strength. It doesn't have to struggle with it. So the elephant and the sugar cane is used here. This bow was so heavy that it was carried by 300 men. But Lord Rāmacandra bent and strung it and broke it in the middle, just as a baby elephant breaks a stick of sugar cane. That is not something wonderful. It's not something wonderful that, I don't understand that. That is nothing. That is nothing. It's not something we should clap hands for. Because for him, it is nothing. Nothing. It is said that Lord Ananta, He's carrying the whole universe on his head. Not on the head, only one hood. Just only one. Not all the hoods. Just one. So what is a bow for Rāmacandra? The person who carrying the whole universe on his head. What is a bow? So it's not something to clap and for. So die. It is normal. It's normal thing. If somebody do something normal, you don't congratulate a person. It's only when a person does something which is superhuman. This is Adbhuta. It's great. This is wonderful. This is not wonderful for Rāmacandra. And similarly, it's not wonderful for Sita Devi. It's not wonderful. This is a child's play. So it is mentioned here, a baby elephant. It's not mentioned elephant. It is a baby elephant. Baby elephant. Baby elephant playing with the stick of sugar cane. Therefore, Janak Maharaj said, any person who will marry my daughter must have equal nature, must also be able to live with her. So he called for Swayamvara, Sita Swayamvara. Sita Swayamvara Grihe. In the hall where Mother Sita stood to select her husband. Trishata Upanyitam, the bow carried by 300 men, Adaya, taking it was placed there. What did the Lord do with it? Bala Gala Lila, acting like a baby elephant in the forest of sugarcane. This is nothing. This is nothing. So Janak Maharaj called for all the heroes. My daughter has reached the age of marriage. So come, the person who is qualified should come forward and marry her. Also greedy, lusty, greedy satyas contaminated by lust. They all came. They all come with their lusty desire. What is the potency for a lusty person? What is the potency? A lusty person has no potency. Now, all of them lusty satyas, they all came with their lust. And at that time, Vishwamitra Muni, who had taken Rāmacandra along with his brother Lakshmana to protect them in the forest, they have killed so many demoness, many. So he knew that, yes, it is time for my disciple to go and get married. Although lusty people are gathered there, that Sita Devi is not for them. They're just gathered there to waste their time. They're fools. What's their qualification to marry Sita? Including Ravana. Of course, of all these lusty people, it was only Ravana who was able to shift the bow a little bit, and the bow pushed him down, and Ravana fell down because of the weight of this bow. The bow was so heavy that Ravana was able to move it, and the bow pushed him away. He fell down. Out of shame, he left. So Vishwamitra Muni knew that Rāmacandra should now go for the next. He needs to go for the next. He has a whole plan set up for Rāmacandra. After killing the demons, giving peace to the sages in the forest, I should go and get married. Then return back to Ayodhya to get ready for his coronation or for the next arrangement, like providence. So he told him, Vishwamitra Muni said, it is a marriage arrangement for selecting a husband for Sita Devi going on in Janak Maharaj's kingdom. Let's go and participate. Let's go and see. He didn't disclose to him that they go and take your wife. Of course, the Lord knew, but he kept quiet because they're playing the game. So they came. As soon as King Janak heard that Vishwamitra Muni, with his illustrious disciples who are not nobody else than the Supreme Personality God, have arrived in his kingdom, he came out with his entourage to the gate to receive the Lord and the great sage. He worshiped them appropriately and gave them a residential quarter befitting their nature. So the next day, they all gathered. They all gathered. This is a symbol of the whole Kshatriyas in the world. Don't think that it was just India. It was the whole world. That time, it was Bharatvarsha. Bharatvarsha was the whole world. India was the capital. So that means that people came from all over the world. They all gathered there to consider the way to select a husband. So they all tried. Rāmacandra was sitting there with Lakshman and Vishwamitra Muni. They said nothing. They were simply sitting there. And all these lost people, they were going one by one to go and show their nonsense. Rāmacandra remained peaceful, very, very peaceful, serene, very serene, peaceful, quiet, composed, waiting for his time to go and get his wife. So all those lost people, they tried and tried and tried. They couldn't. None of them could leave the boat, talk less, stringing it. Janak Maharaj was very, very disturbed and he stood up. What is happening? My daughter is not going to get a husband. Are there no more Kshatriyas in the world? What is happening? So my daughter is not going to get a husband. No Kshatriyas again. What is happening? This is Treta Yuga. The Kshatriyas will be here. Where are the Kshatriyas? It is then Vishwamitra Muni looked at Ram. He said, now you go and take your wife. When Rāmacandra was asked to go and take his wife, so he stood up, but he did not go. He stood up. He didn't go. He looked back at his spiritual master, bowed down to him, took his permission. He was given the blessing. The Lord Rāmacandra did not need the blessing from anybody because he is a blessing himself. But he's playing the part of the husband. He, as a human being, his teaching was the process, the behavior a disciple should maintain before the spiritual master. In the beginning, when we came to this moment, this is a process we were following. No devotee leave the temple without going to offer obeisances to the spiritual master, taking the blessing before we go out. And when we finish everything or Sankirtan, we're coming back. Nobody go to the ashram. We must come directly to the temple, offer obeisances to the spiritual master to report back to him that we are back before we can go to the ashram. This day, the devotee will pass behind. No permission, no blessing, no devotion. We don't recognize that somebody is there for us, who is giving us the strength to do everything we have to do. We don't recognize that. And we're wondering why we are suffering. We should know the reason why we are suffering, because we are deviating from the principle, from the spiritual standards. We are deviating from the spiritual standards. So Lord Rāmacandra teaching us the behavior of the disciple. He stood up because he was asked by the spiritual master to go. So he stood up. Yes, the spiritual master has given assignment. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sanatana Goswami for days, when he finished, Sanatana Goswami told the Lord, for everything that you have taught me to exist in me, to function, to be meaningful and act and be successful, I need your blessing for this to happen. Yes, knowledge has been given. For this knowledge to be realized, to digest it and become effective and powerful, you should activate it. Lord Chaitanya who placed his two lotus hands on his head and blessed him. Everything that I taught you, so it became meaningful. This is a process that we have to follow. The Lord came here to teach us the process. So after taking the blessing from the spiritual master, taking his permission, Lord Rāmacandra majestically walked to the spot where the bow of Lord Shiva was kept. Without any effort, without difficulty. No difficulty. Lord Rāmacandra took the bow. Lord Rāmacandra in assembly of this wonderful, took the bow, strung it, and drew it until the whole place shook. Jai Rāmacandra Bhagavan ki jai. Yes. Victory. He is victory and has come to create victory for us. He said to Ravana, I whose attempt never fails, I send you to where you will never return. Hey, Rāmacandra Bhagavan. His attempt never fails. Why? Because he's the supreme personality of God. So this happened. Sita Devi was so happy. Janak Maharaj was so happy. They were nothing but happiness, joy, permeating the faces of everyone. Only the lusty Satriyas who felt defeated were not happy because they felt disappointed. I am not the one who got this beautiful girl. Oh, what a shame. They were not happy. But the devotees were very happy. Sita Devi was happy, was smiling. She used her sari to cover her face a little bit down so she can smile to her full satisfaction so that nobody will see that she has gotten the Lord of her hearts. And Janak Maharaj was so happy and he brought a garland. And Sita Devi placed that garland on the supreme shoulder of the supreme personality of Godhead, whose shoulder is designed for that. Vaijayanti garland, a garland to victory. So he took Sita Devi as his consort. So it is said here, while returning from Sita's home after gaining her at the assembly of competitors, Lord Rāmacandra met Parasuram. That time Parasuram, after he has killed 21 times the Kshatriyas at that time, he was now residing in the forest. So he heard that Lord Rāmacandra has broken the bow of Lord Shiva. So while the Ayodhya Vasis were returning home with the joy of gaining Sita Devi. Rāmacandra left. He left the palace alone. He's coming back with the queen, bringing happiness. Yes, it's our duty. Our duty is to go out and bring fortune, bring wealth to the house. So Rāmacandra was coming, and when they got to the forest, they saw a heavy storm. Heavy storm. People were shocked. What is it? In the middle of this joyous occasion, people, the band was playing pleasantly. There is glorification, there is jubilation, there is happiness. What the hell is coming? They were wondering what is coming. And to make the situation worse, Dasara Maharaj saw that it was Parasurama who never liked to see Satriya. When the Dasara is Satriya saw him, oh Krishna, oh Krishna. What is this? What is this? At this time, you promise not to disturb again. You want to do a steady. Why you come out again at this time? My son had just gotten married, and we are going home to go and celebrate. What the hell? What else do you want? China was very, very peaceful, very, very serene, composed at the Supreme Pacific. No single anxiety, zero. For a person who knows how to cook, what is difficulty entering kitchen? Any difficulty? A person who knows how to cook and very enthusiastic to cook. If such a person enter the kitchen, any difficulty? No, not difficult, no anxiety. For a devotee who is very enthusiastic in service, what is it opportunity for him or her to serve? They're very enthusiastic, very enthusiastic, very happy. So here is the opportunity for Lord Rāmacandra to shield his supreme position. Any difficulty? No, there cannot be any difficulty. Difficulty is for those who do not know, who are not capable. We are afraid because we have something that is something superior to us. We are afraid. Those who does not have anything superior to them are not afraid. Pure devotees who have Lord Krishna as a supreme protector, they're not afraid of anything. And the Supreme Lord himself, who is the supreme protector, is not afraid of anything. Because everything is within them, control and maintain. Nothing can take place without the permission. So Lord Rāmacandra was never disturbed. He was peaceful. Just like a person who knows how to act and has opportunity to demonstrate what you know. It's a joy. So Parashuram came straight to Lord Rāmacandra and he said, I heard that you broke the bow of Lord Shiva and you are bearing the name Ram. I am Ram. So if you are Ram, then you should break my bow also. You should do that and I can accept you as Ram. You should do it. Rāmacandra was so happy. And just like he brought the sugarcane like bow of Lord Shiva, sugarcane like bow of Lord Shiva. Rāmacandra gently, just like he did for Lord Shiva, he peacefully collected the bow from Parashuram. And in the same way he did, he took the arrow from the quiver and place it there and drew it very peacefully to the ear. And this time he didn't break it. This time he didn't break it because everything has a purpose. And one who knows how to apply everything from what they stand for, that will benefit everyone. So Rāmacandra drew it to his ear and he looked at Parashurama. I have done it, but I cannot return it. Nothing goes for nothing. Everything has a consequence. So you tell me, should I destroy the austerity you have performed? I should destroy your locomotive force. You must do something. I cannot return it back. It must do something. As the beauty of civilization, culture, bona fide culture. So Rāmacandra drew it to the ear and he held it there. So now you tell me, choose one thing out of the two. So Parashurama looked and said, okay, if you destroy my austerity, I can go back. I will use my locomotive force to go back to my ashram. And I'll perform austerity again, I'll get my power. But if you destroy my power, I won't be able to go to ashram. So better, you destroy the result of all my austerity. He destroyed that. He became an ordinary person again. Became a normal person again. In the Kshatriya. His power will destroy it. Everybody was happy. The anxiety became pleasure. The anxiety became a pleasure, became a situation of bliss. That's Sarat Maharaj, who was very disturbed, very fearful, was not sure what was going to happen. Everybody was drawn in the ocean of bliss. Happiness, they were happy. So Rāmacandra also broke that. But they go all of Vishnu. In this way, Lord Parashurama accepted Lord Rāmacandra as the supreme personality of Godhead. And then he used his locomotive force to go back to his ashram. And Lord Rāmacandra revealed himself to him that I'm Vishnu. I'm Vishnu. He manifests his four hands to him. I'm Vishnu. With all these beautiful elements shining like millions of books together. Parashurama saw that of obeisances of Rāmacandra. Nobody knew what was happening, but he could see everything that Rāmacandra showed to him. And he is Bhagavan. So in this way, they continued their journey happily to Ayodhya. And then the episode continued from there. Although Parashurama was very proud, having reached the earth of the royal order 21 times, he was defeated by the Lord, who appeared to be a Kshatriya of the royal order. He is not just a Kshatriya, he appeared to be a royal. He appeared to be a Kshatriya of the royal order. He appeared to be. He is not just a Kshatriya, he is the supreme personality of God, the origin of everything. This is Rāmacandra Bhagavan. 𝐾𝐻. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we have come to the second session, for second part of this session, which is question and answers. So any devotee who is having question can type into the chat box or raise their virtual hand. Thank you. We are having Hari Prabhu. You can unmute and ask your question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Danut Pranam. Nice to see you again.
Jai Shri
Nice
Ram.
to hear that. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. Very nice. Nice to hear. The Ram Navami is coming very soon on 10th. So we are gearing for this now. For this mood actually. Ram Navami mood. Yeah. Thank you for your actually making us. Actually, I was reading what is the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada. So now you are creating a mood for us to celebrate Ram Navami. Okay. So Maharaj, my question is that it's not a difference, but it's just my curiosity. I want to ask this question is that Lord Krishna and Lord Rama both are Kshatriyas actually, if you look at that background actually. But if you look at that, the Leela and the pastime is totally different actually. So is it of because of the Yuga, or it's because of the Lord Krishna want to enjoy more compared to Lord Rama?
Mahadi Murtishu Kalani Manatista Nana Batarma Karbu Krishna Swayam Samabhat Parma Pumayo Govinda Adipushan Tamaham Yami Nana Batarama Karbubanishu Kinti Krishna Swayam. The Brahma said, Lord Krishna has innumerable expansions. He didn't say Ramacandra has innumerable expansions. He said Krishna has innumerable expansions like Ramacandra, Varaha, Vamana, etc. 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 Means that Ramacandra is the expansion of Krishna. Not that Krishna is expansion of Ramacandra. People proper say due to poor fund of knowledge. Because Ramacandra came in Treta Yuga, and Krishna came in Dwapara Yuga. So less intelligent class of men thinks is superior to Krishna. He is Vishnu type. All of them. The Singha, Ramacandra, Vamande, Varaha, and other incarnations. They are all Vishnu types. All expansions of Krishna. While Lord Krishna has some qualities which do not exist in his Vishnu form. So make Krishna very special. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj worship Lord Singhadev. Hanuman worship Lord Rāmacandra. Bali Maharaj worship Vamandev. But the Pandavas worship who?
Krishna.
Therefore, the Pandavas are superior to Bali, Hanuman, Prahlad. Does it make sense?
Yes, very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So Krishna, Brahma said, Krishna Swayam. Krishna Swayam. This one, and Sridhar Goswami said, Ete Chamsa Kala Punsa, Krishna to Bhagwan Swayam. Ete means this one. This one is not the incarnation I have mentioned before. This one here is what is avatari. The ones I have mentioned before, they are avatars. This is the avatari, the source of the avatars. That is Krishna's consciousness. His beauty is the sweetest. Beauty, the sweetest. Sweetest. In Rāmacandra, there is friendship. But the friendship is with reverence. In Krishna, there is friendship. In friendship without reverence. That is in Krishna. So see, Rāmacandra will associate with Sugriva. They are friends. But Sugriva would never ever think of climbing on his shoulders. Because reverence is there. But the cowhead boys will climb on Krishna's shoulder and tell him, which big man are you? I beat you yesterday. You want to cry today again? Yeah? Have you forgotten the beating I gave to you yesterday? When you hear my name, that you will burst out of fear. And Krishna will, yes, I know. Yeah, I know your strength. I know you are very powerful. Yeah, I know you. Yes. Joyful. But Sugriva would never tell Ramachandra like that. Never, even in a dream, he would never do this. Yes. Yeah. So Krishna identified himself more of Vaishya than Kshatriya.
Oh.
Yes. Why Krishna chooses to be Kshatriya, Vaishya, not Kshatriya, not Brahmana, not Shudra. Vaishya is inferior. Vaishya is inferior to Kshatriyas and Brahmanas, and superior to Shudra. We say Krishna is the topmost personality of Godhead. He is superior to all everyone. But why he wants to choose the lower one? Why he chooses Vaishya, not Kshatriya, not Brahmana? Because Kshatriyas and the Brahmanas are the head. What's important? Yeah? What's important? The head is what's important. The two eyes are here, the two nostrils are here, the two ears are here, the one mouth is here. Most important senses are here. So that is the Brahmana. The Kshatriya, the hands, the strength of the Krishna, action, function, is a functional. The mental is the functional is here. Then the Vaishyas are the belly. The belly. The belly.
Yes.
And the Shudras are the feet. So the Brahmanas, to have their brain intelligence to function. The Kshatriyas to have their strength to function. They depend on Vaishya, the stomach.
Yes.
If there's no food, will you think? Will you? No food in your stomach. You read your book?
No.
Huh?
No.
You do your japa, no food in your stomach. Japa will do.
Not possible. I'm struggling.
Will you have your feet to stand? You don't know food in the stomach.
No.
Sure, stomach is very important. The maintainer. Therefore, Krishna very intelligent. Vishwanath Chakravarti said, the great jewel of all cleverness. That is Krishna.
Very nice.
All right.
Yeah, Maharaj, thank you for very nicely explaining for this. Thank you very much. That's very clear. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dear devotees, if anyone else is having question, please come forward. Yes, we have Jayendra Prabhu.
All right.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Please accept my humble obeisances as a just of the street, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you.
So, Guru Maharaj, you mentioned the when you're discussing on the marriage arrangement, when Lord Rāmacandra was summoned by Vishwamitra to go ahead to lift the bow of Parsuram. So at that time, he looked towards his spiritual master and he took blessing offered his obeisances, and then he proceeded. Then you mentioned that formerly it was a custom for devotees to, before going out, they went to the spiritual master, inform him, took his blessing, and then they went out. So at home, where we have a photograph of the spiritual master, he's none different from the spiritual master himself. So should we do the same practice before leaving the home?
Why you keep him there? Why you keep him there? You don't have any better thing to keep in a house than to put the picture of somebody in a house? Why you keep him there? That is his duty. That is there, that should go and take blessings for everything. That's why he's there. So you already said that. So it's the same thing. So you have to do the same thing. That's why he's there. It's a culture that we should maintain, we should follow if we want to be successful.
Yes, Kumar.
Devotees will be successful when we follow devotees. When we act on our own, then we will be confused and bewildered always. When we act under the shelter, when we take shelter, and we under that, we will always be victorious. We will always be. Always. So devotees who follow the formula, recognizing someone is there for me, recognizing the presence of that person, and always do the right thing, will always be met with success in everything. 𝐾𝐸𝐴 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐿 said, a lame person will climb a mountain. A blind person will see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And a dumb person will be an eloquent speaker. Will speak Krishna Katha that will purify the whole universe. 𝐤𝐢𝐵, but I'm weak. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you, Guru Maharaj. I have another question, Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
In the pastime of Parsuram, we know Parsuram, he is an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes.
So now, in this pastime, we have two incarnations who are interacting. So it's like a bewilderment where we know Parsuram, he is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we have still Lord Rāmacandra now reacting, and one is being claimed as his inferior because he's full of pride, and the second one. So how to understand this?
One is Shakti Avesha. One is Shakti Avesha. Parashuram. The Shakti Avesha. That's Parashuram. Shakti Avesha. Rāmacandra is Bhagwan. It's Bhagwan. He's Bhagwan. He is a pastime incarnation of Krishna. I've come to play pastime. He is pastime incarnation. Leela. Not Shakti. Parashuram is Shakti Avesh. So there's no difficulty. Yes. That is the difference. So Rāmacandra is not confused, not disturbed. He knew who he is, and he knew everyone. Because he's a super soul in all living entities, so he knows. Parashuram, you know, the living is not in the heart of all living entities. Rāmacandra is. He is of all the avatars of Krishna. Rāmacandra, Bhagwan, and Lord Singhadev, they are most complete. They are most complete. All right.
Yes, thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. That is a position. That is a position. And when one knows this and then we follow that, there will be no confusion. All right, thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. I think we don't have any more questions. So I'd like to thank you for today's lecture and wish you all a happy Ramanavami in advance and see you all next Monday. Hare Krishna.
Wish all of you all the blessings of Lord Rāmacandra.
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj ki jai. Bhakti Dhira Swami ki jai.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hari.